Now, you might be wondering, is this a love story? No. To all the jobs I've loved before, I don't think I've loved any of them, to be completely honest. Maybe to all the jobs I've nearly loved before. I'm gonna go through the jobs I've had in the past and pull the skeletons out my closet and expose myself, basically. So before my BlackBerry days, I worked cleaning people's gardens and cleaning people's houses, just like cleaning their spare rooms, picking out weeds and things like that. And I did make a good buck on that. I think I made like £20, so not a good buck. But it was a fun, enjoyable job. I liked doing that, and I got free tea and I got free coffee and I made friends. That was fun. Now my BBM days, first time working in a restaurant. I was like, what, 15? I would work from like 5 p.m. to like 2 a.m. It was mostly weddings and parties, and I hated it because it was hot and stuffy and I had to wear a shirt and formal attire. And the pay was awful. I think I got paid like £4 an hour, and I just had so many experiences of drunk people just being rude and rowdy, and it wasn't enjoyable, and the hours were not fun. But that was my first proper job. Exploitation at its finest. Brunch, next job, next job, next job, gig, hairdressing, photo shoot, next gig, club. That's how I felt with my jobs, because I literally, or I have never in my experience of working, have kept one job for more than a year. And I laugh because I've not enjoyed any of them at all. They've just been jobs to bring in cash. I also worked at a diner for like 4 months. I'd work hours and hours and we'd never finish on time. We'd always finish after midnight. And I got so fat during that period because we used to get free food on shift. It was like burgers and mozzarella sticks. Hated the lady who managed me. She was a cow. People were so rude. I've had a lot of experience working in hospitality and I hate it. I hate working in hospitality because people are jerks. People are nasty and people are mean. I hated that job. It was sweaty, it was gross, it was in the middle of summer. I stank of burgers and fries and gross grease all day long. Granted, I made about £400–500 in tips. That was the only perk of that job, and the free food. I hated everything else. But also the food wasn't a good thing because it made me fatter. And then my most recent job was Starbucks. Now I enjoyed working at Starbucks. The drinks were good. I got bored of the drinks after a while. My management was pretty shit. One specific girl I worked with bullied me, and then I confronted her and she started crying. So we loved that. I made friends from work, and that has never happened, and I really enjoyed being around these people. It was fun, I enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't enjoy was the early mornings. I think I had to wake up at like 4:35 most mornings, and it affected my health as well, and it made my back pain a lot worse because of the medication timings and how long I was standing, and plus we had less staff, so we were doing more hours and we didn't get paid well. Starbucks as a company isn't very good. They don't pay their taxes. They say they support Pride and they say they support Black Lives Matter, but they don't let their employees show it, so don't go to Starbucks. I'm very adamant about that. Do not go to Starbucks. So, to none of these jobs, I've not loved any of you. I never want to see you ever again. I never want to talk about you ever again. You're in the past. You were just money-making schemes. I don't care about any of you. I didn't enjoy any of you, and I'm glad that you're all in my past. So to all the jobs I've not liked before, they're in my past because they're behind me. At the end of 2020, I did a video called Goodbye 2020, reflecting on 2020 and talking about life, death, jobs, happiness. Happiness was the central idea, so if you haven't watched that, go watch it. It was a huge film. It took me a lot of time and effort, and it's one of my favourite videos of all time, and it's a big old documentary style video. It's nearly 40 minutes. I think it's 40 minutes actually. So grab a cup of snacks and go watch that. I also did a video last year, earlier in 2020, where I spoke about not knowing what I wanted to do with my life, and I still don't. There's not one thing I want to do for the rest of my life. There's like a million things, and I always emphasize that. I was brought up with the attitude that a job is a job, and money is the only thing that's really important. You don't really need to enjoy your job. You kind of just do what you need to do to bring in money, and that's because my family has been brought up that way. That's our culture, and the Indian culture is very much like just work and be happy to be working and things like that. I kind of saw it from a young age. My parents didn't really enjoy working in our shop that we owned, so they kind of always pushed us, go and get a degree, do all of that so you can get a good job. And there was no kind of like, what do you enjoy, what do you want to go into, what kind of work do you want to do? It was kind of just money orientated, to be honest, and it still kind of is, and I think my family's still very much like that. But I've kind of gone against the grain, and as I've got older I've learned more about how the world works basically. So I understand from my parents' point of view that work is work, and they had to do what they had to do to bring in money because
they had no choice really because they had a family. I don't want to do something just for the sake of money, and I'd rather do a job that I enjoy and get paid less than do a job that I absolutely hate and be paid loads, because the job you hated would feel like such a slog, such a chore. Now in 2020 and 2021 I have a new mindset where I'm putting my happiness first and what I enjoy first. I've kind of always teetered on that growing up, but I think I've kind of realised now that I'm happy to accept that I'm always going to be happiness first, money second, like I'm not bothered. One key example is YouTube. Now my dad specifically kind of hassled me doing videos on YouTube because he just kept asking, can you make money off it? And I'm like, yeah, if I work hard and I build an audience, but my priority is just enjoying myself. Like, I spoke to one of my friends and we spoke about how people and families in our experience, our personal families, our culture are very, if it doesn't make money, then it's not worth your time. And it can't just be something fun you do. And I feel slightly like that with my YouTube. I feel like I'm just doing it for the like fun of it. Like I enjoy it so much, and I was kind of like deterred from it for a bit because I was questioning about monetizing it, money. If it's not bringing in income, then there's no point doing it and things like that. And I think that was the kind of like switch for me. Last year, if you remember, I went on a staycation by myself to London. I went to Shoreditch, and Shoreditch is one of my favourite places in London. Like, I love it. It's just hip, it's trendy, it's arty, it's just my vibe. At that point I was like, I want a job in Shoreditch. Like, do you know what? This is perfect. This is perfect for me, and the dream would be to get a job here and live here. So I have now got a job in Shoreditch. It's a very weird one because it's a job that I want to do, social media, and it's in the place where I want to live, Shoreditch. So it's very exciting. I think all the hardship and the hassle over the last year has rewarded me, I think, finally, and I'm so happy and so excited, especially because it's a job I want to do. Like, I love social media and I love being creative. So when I got this and it aligned and it matched, not matched, it kind of came along with the location, I was like, someone is listening to me in the universe and has given me what I've been working for and what I've been wanting. And I applied to this job on a whim, not thinking I'd get it because it was one place and there was quite a few applicants, I believe. You've got to believe in manifestation, like I definitely do now. I'm like, wow, I did say it out loud quite a lot of times and now I'm here. The purpose of this video was kind of just to go through and talk about jobs I've done in the past and happiness and money and looking for work and looking for work you enjoy, because I want to push that message out there, because I know there will be kids like me, from my background, from any other background, whose parents might be similar to mine or might have a similar culture to mine, and have grown up with certain attitudes, and this might be helpful for them. So I always try and be that person that I wanted to have when I was growing up. I kind of want to be a role model. Money's great, like, don't get me wrong, the world works on money and you need to have money. But I think there's a difference between just working and working for the sake of it and working because you enjoy it. And I think that's why I've never really been happy in jobs I've done. So yeah, I am going to be moving to Shoreditch, which is very exciting, but currently we are in a lockdown. So because it's a 6-month internship, I won't be moving until it's safe to do so, which is making me a little bit apprehensive, because by the time I think it will be safe, I'll probably have like 3 or 4 months left of my internship, which means there will be no point in moving. So I'm just a little bit wary about that, but I'm excited. I'm excited to move to Shoreditch if I can, when I can. I felt a little bit guilty about being a bit ungrateful. Like, I felt like when I got this job, I felt, yes, like, yeah, I'll take it. And then I just sat there and I was like, oh my gosh, now I actually have to like be an adult, and it's quite a lot. Like, then the prospect of moving up my whole life, and after all this time, it's just come so quickly and everything's moved so fast that I got really overwhelmed and quite anxious and quite stressed, because there was so much associated with it. New job, meeting new people, moving to London, the situation that's going on right now. Can I move to London? Will I move to London? When can I? Will I ever? Or won't I? Or how do I move my whole life there on my own? Just a lot of things started to bombard my head, and I just kind of got really I got worked up and really anxious and really stressed, and I felt like I was being ungrateful. But I spoke to one of my friends, Nikki, and she, Elf Pillow, and she said it's completely natural, because you've been looking for so long and it's been so steady and slow that it's like a whirlwind, it's like a tornado that hits you all at once. You know, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like, no one prepares you for that, because it's quite a big deal. Like, moving to a new city not a new city, but like moving to a city on your own. And I've done it at uni, but that's different because this feels just a little bit more difficult because it's the real world, I guess, and that's what's making me a bit apprehensive. So yeah, obviously I'm going to be vlogging, I'm going to be doing the whole moving process, I'm going to vlog it, I'm going to show it, I'm going to take you along when I get to move to London, but there's going to be a lot of vlogs coming and a lot of life change vlogs coming, and there's a lot basically that I'm going to do. It's just a big part, it's a big thing that I'm very excited about. I'm scared, nervous as hell, but I'm excited because it's something that I'm actually excited to do, and that's never happened to me, so it's a very weird feeling. But yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. My Instagram and my social media link down below. Feeling grateful, feeling overwhelmed, feeling anxious, but hey, excited. So cheers.
Cheers, Rish.
But yeah, I shall see you guys in my next video, which will be on Tuesday. Till then, take care, stay safe, and I shall see you very soon. Bye.